I think there's a place for everyone. A lot of people don't like to come to Ohio because it's too big of an event and they don't feel
Thank you.
they get overwhelmed. And I don't blame them when they get overwhelmed. And if this is not a comp for them, I'll tell them,
Don't
well,
come.
don't come. You know, I mean, there's enough comps that are suitable for a lot of people.
Mm.
I mean, it's just you don't have to go to a big comp. You can go to little.
Actually, I think holiday is a con. Less smaller people can come and bigger people can come. I think that
Yeah, you're
Ohio is definitely like
The top of the top.
Well, because Ohio was always on PBS,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it showed nothing but the pros. So the students used to look at that and they used to go, "I don't want to come there.
right.
I can't against those people." I said, "No, that
Yeah.
is the pros you're watching
Different ballroom.
in the show." I said, "You wouldn't be you'd be dancing against your own age, your own sex, and
well, sometimes not now.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? We've got the same genders
Yeah.
leading now,
Yeah.
same sex stuff.
yeah." But
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Well, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
No more comment.
No more comment.
It's
But-
more entries.
No, I think, let me put it this way. Same-sex competitions are great if they're dancing against each other. I, as a judge, have a difficult time comparing them to a man and a woman,
That's so interesting.
you know,
Even in the syllabus.
even in the syllabus. I mean, this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, after being in the business 62 years and
Right.
seeing man and woman,
Yeah.
you know, you don't teach an old dog new tricks.
Mm.
You know, and so when I see two guys dancing together, and there were two guys here at the holiday that were quite good, very good.
Which style?
Smooth.
Smooth.
They were very enjoyable, very good. But the whole idea and the concept,
Mm.
the picture.
What
is-
about two women dancing ballroom? In one in
that
it's
doesn't bother
still in the, yeah. that's
Oh,
what I
okay,
mean.
you sexist.
no,
I'm a
a lot of
sexist. I'm a racist.
no, but a lot of people kind of agree with that. That depending on the style and depending on man, woman, certain configurations feel more comfortable than others, which is interesting.
because I feel totally the opposite
Uh-huh.
because I judged the games in Paris
Oh yeah.
years ago,
Uh-huh.
and that was men dancing with men, women dancing with women. But in the final of the Latin, there were 3 guys dancing with men's clothes,
Uh-huh.
and then there were 3 from the Philippines where the guys dressed as women. And
Uh-huh. Both were.
no, just the
Oh, just
who played
one.
the
Okay.
following
I see.
role. And in the final, so we had 3 couples like that, and 3 who were 2 men dressed very much alike.
Very much in the
And
truth.
I
Yeah.
remember going out there and thinking, so, you know, how are we going to manage this? But at
Right.
the end of the day, you just judge the best dancing.
The dancing.
And
Interesting.
for me, you know,
Yeah, but you're judging same sex. You're not judging a man and a woman.
yeah,
If you have to compare a man and a woman with 2 guys, if I was a woman competing, all right, like a pro-am, and I lost to a drag queen,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be very happy.
but why? You know, Gleb Savinchenko just danced with a drag.
Well, I don't care who Gleb
Stop.
Chibachenko is or whoever anyone is. I'm giving you my opinion.
That's
My 80-year-old opinion is same sex should be where it should be. They should have
Mm.
their own events. They should not be thrown in the mix, just like with the swimming.
Mm.
You know, they're having a problem with the swimming, but these guys imitating themselves as not imitate, but they are women now.
Oh, you're talking about the transgender
yeah, but-
swimmers?
and that's not right either, because that's a man's body
Yeah.
swimming against a woman's body, and
Right.
you can't ever.
So you're saying
compare
that the men generate more power, so they shouldn't
yeah,
be competing
yeah,
against
yeah.
it. But in ballroom, let's say if you're a ballroom leader and you're male and you have all those physical that structure, your follower still has to match you. So if you do too much because you're so much stronger, that's no good either. You have to have balance. So you're always dancing to the level of your partner, and if you have 2 females, you know, they would just have to dance to their
Well, see,
same.
I'm just too much. I'm into man and woman. That's it.
But in Germany, I think, particularly in the masters competition, there's quite a few woman partnerships just dance in the mainstream competitions,
mhm.
the masters
Mhm.
competition. And, I put a couple in the final, and then in the final, they were four. So it was man, woman, man, two women. That's actually where they ended up. But for me, their dancing was four.
Huh. More entries. How about there's that?
I don't need them that bad.
Hey, that's a first from Sam.
Really
Oh,
opposite.
Yeah.
no,
it's-
we never are clearly on the same page.
Interesting. So you think it should be a separate category?
I do.
You think that
And I really don't think that a man in I'm talking about pro-am now.
Hmm.
I mean, you want to do pros don't care. They'll dance against a cow and a chicken dancing together.
No, we're
But
species.
this is our business. We got a pro-am business.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they would like to be dancing against two men or two women, or I think they want to dance against what they're
Do you think they would feel it? They don't want to do that because it's unfair?
no, it's not unfair. Some don't agree on it.
Oh, so it could be fair.
Yeah, there are a lot of people in this world that don't believe that two men should be dancing together or two women.
or
should be
doing a
dancing
lot of things together.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, they accept it because they're at that competition with the teacher,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that they believe that that's who they want to dance against. I think in the end, it will hurt us.
Mm.
I don't think it'll ever get that big.
Because you think it will push away more people than it attracts.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I know, Wendy, you're thinking you would like to have more gay same-sex couples at this comp. Well, we would if we had another ballroom. But I don't want. I really don't think it's.
So you don't
It's
think
such a
that
touchy subject.
it's hard? No, it's hard. Yeah.
It's a hard thing. I mean, I'm not against. Listen, I'm not against whatever, but 62 years being in this business, being trained that way, man, woman, and
So you think the newer generation could sort of adapt?
to the new adapt? They'll change it.
Okay. All right.
No,
all right.
and that's fine because I won't be around.
I see. I mean, because society over the last 60 years
Oh yeah, just look
outside
at the
of
world
dancing
today.
is very different
Yeah,
in that particular category. So it's whether or not we could make the same change.
I mean,
here.
I don't mind even. There was a talk show one time, and there were these two men dancing,
Mhm.
and they were quite spectacular. But they were two men dancing.
Mm,
One was not trying to portray a woman,
I see.
and they really were both fantastic. They knew what they were doing, what they wanted to portray.
So you thought it was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, like Argentine tango, when you see two men,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's a.
tango,
Or when two guys are doing the mambo.
it's like side by side mambo.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not trying to be a woman.
Uh,
You know,
No.
it's when the guy. I'm not
Dresses
saying.
as a- and or he's too
Or one will wear have crinoline and the other side is man. I mean, if
Oh,
they did it,
that's right.
Yeah, if they did it within the good taste,
mm.
you know,
they'll be all right.
I think it's got to come off respectable. It's got to come off
Sure.
for people.
So could the dancing itself be judged as the dancing and not always seen through the filter of, well, it's not feminine enough? And could it just be, well, they're just good dancers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it can be seen like that.
Mm,
I
mm.
mean, I'm equally turned off if somebody's gone out there in some airy fairy outfit, trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do. A
Right.
drag performance is different. A drag performance
Mhm.
is somebody who dresses like a woman and puts an act on like a woman,
Mm,
which is what was on Dancing with the Stars.
Mm.
And I think individual was amazing
mm.
what they did. I've equally seen, particularly the Dancing with the Stars in Denmark, two guys won it. And when they danced, their tech and how they were dressed beautifully in their tuxedos, it was sophisticated, it was beautiful, it was clean, it was quality. It was magical to watch. These two guys won easily. But one didn't try to be all butch and the other tried to be airy fairy. It was the creative art of two people.
But then I was at a comp last year, not mentioning the comp.
Oh, you look at Wayne.
Oh no, it wasn't his comp. No, it wasn't his comp. And this guy got out on the floor as a woman
Mm,
and doing Latin in these high heels.
mm,
And it just looked like a joke. That-
because the
when you
dancing was
you might
bad,
have been there.
or it just seemed like
The dancing was bad, and well, you really couldn't get into it because it looked
Well, bad dancing is bad dancing.
Yeah, but he thought it was great.
Right. So when you say it has to be respectable or like tasteful,
Tasteful.
what's the version of two
Tasteful.
men or two women? And I think there's a big difference. It seems I hear a lot, and I'm not sure if it's certain phobias, but two men dancing together, particularly in the Latin and rhythm styles, seems to draw more kind of discomfort from people than two women dancing together in ballroom. I teach a few female led couples, and they seem to do okay. One of them made the final in Utah, in Provo, which is, if there's any place where you think conservatism might rule and not let that happen, it was okay.
Well, there were those two women from Germany, the two doctors who did the senior amateur,
Mm,
and made this.
beautiful.
They were beautiful dancers. They had the same hairdo. One was platinum blonde, the other had dark. One wore
A black suit and a white suit, is that the
yeah,
one? Yeah,
yeah.
they were
like
great.
a photo negative in this.
But there's something about that is more comfortable for people than two men dancing together, particularly in Latin. And so it's
I
not
think-
across the board, either you accept it or you reject it. There's a kind of a spectrum.
I think that in Latin, when they're both beautifully dressed, they exchange, and this happens in ballroom as well.
Mm.
They exchange leader, so they can do a ballroom start as the leader.
Not
And
in the
at
main
other end-
comps.
Yeah, at the other end.
At the gay games they do that,
Yeah,
but here they expect you to stay in your role.
Oh, they'll
Like
do
you can't just switch.
but it's two men dancing equally side by side or together, dressed the same. You don't the follower and the leader doesn't have to be masculine. It's two people dancing.
And I don't want to see a man in a dress.
Mm.
I'm not saying it.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Would you see a woman in a tail suit?
Sure.
sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There are people watching right now being like, double standard.
Well, I don't want to see a guy act like a woman.
Mm.
And then they're going to say, well, maybe he always wanted to be a woman.
But a woman in a suit, yeah, is fine.
Well, I think we wear pantsuits.
Mm.
Women wear pantsuits. Men wear dresses.
Well,
in everyday life.
yeah, I mean, I think that it's not talked about often, and I think people like, and that's probably why it's harder to figure out where the sweet spot is, if there even needs to be a sweet spot, or if you just say, look, just let them dance, and it is whatever it is, and if people like it, they like it.
Oh, yeah. I listen.
You got a lot to say.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
what
this
do you think?
conversation. Where you going is perfect. I'm listening.
I mean, I don't know if they'll ever win.
Mm. Oh, an amateur couple won just in sort of the syllabus levels, female leader, female follower in the amateurs at the nationals last year.
Well, I've seen it even at the collegiate.
In the ballroom.
In the collegiate in Ohio, where there's two women dancing together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The two women always do a lot better, I think, more than the two men.
Yeah. And you mean even from a dancing perspective?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I
In
don't know.
New Zealand, I just was at the New Zealand Championships, and some of they have those solo stars where the kids dance on.
Yeah,
the
a lot of kids
clear.
can't find partners.
Yeah,
and
and then
so
they can't play.
I like
partners.
that.
yeah.
Some of the little girls were dressed as boys in a white shirt,
Uh-huh.
like pants,
Mm.
bow tie,
Mm.
and the little girls land, and their little girl followed,
In London, sometimes they both have dresses.
and they were perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
they won everything. And
To
I
me,
mean,
that's,
what are we
yeah.
going to tell them? Quit because you can't find a partner, or
that's
just
true.
dance with a girl?
That's right.
To me, that's like medalist dancing.
Mm.
Yeah, because they know their material. It's like when you're in an exam, you say, "Okay, show me so and so." That put all together.
Right.
So, no, it really gets them to know how to stay on
As
balance.
teachers,
and
we encourage people to learn both
Oh,
parts.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
we have to.
Yeah. So in some way, we expect you to be able to do both, but don't do it at a competition. Yeah.
Well, I'm not for all.
Huh?
For all.
It's a fun experiment that's going on. I think I'm interested in why it seems that one gender dancing together is different from another gender dancing together, and in particular the style. Maybe it's the sexual dynamics sort of traditionally thought of in the Latin side that's not so present in the ballroom. It's a little more conservative, so you just dance.
The roles are clear and defined.
And you don't see so much like masculinity and femininity being so much part of the roles in ballroom, right? Sort of how you move
What
to.
you're saying is isn't that sexy?
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Well, in the ballroom, even that two men dancing in closed position, I can't see how they can, if they're dancing against a good man and women,
Yeah.
how they could even
Well, we could say let them
compete.
try and lose.
Well, no. Well, let them try. Well, they
Okay.
do try. I
All
don't
right.
care.
Well, I'm just saying should they have to be, you can't compete in an open category. You got to have your own category, you know? Should we
Yeah.
quarantine them off or just let them try and then
Why
lose
would
or
that
win?
be considered? Would that be considered racist if you made them dance in their own group?
It's not racist.
No, I don't think so.
It would be not racist. No, it would be
What?
like a gender sort of. I think it would be a title. Is it Title 9 or title? Like it would be you can't discriminate saying you can't dance in here because you're this gender or not this gender. I think it falls under that.
Oh, I feel sorry.
Well, I'm sure you didn't get legal comments coming in.
Oh, I'm sure. But it's
Oh,
better
yeah.
to talk about,
Yeah.
you know, because there are a lot of people that
I
feel.
feel sorry for the world today because this world today is not my world. Oh, yeah, yesterday. And I don't like change.
I see.
And if it changes, it's all right. You know, I mean, it's not going to bother me.
Mm.
We have no choice.
You have no
Yeah,
choice.
it's going to happen anyway, right?
Yeah, they're going to do it. Listen, anytime you give someone a choice, that's fatal because they're going to do what they want. And you can't tell them not to.